Oh my god. Okay. Sorry, I'm like still checking how this works. Okay, guys, hi. It's me again, Diana, and I am doing another video. Uh, I know I did one yesterday, and I'm doing another one again right now. And it's really it's really funny, I think, how like I have like a million thoughts in my mind of like, oh, these are the things I'm gonna say. This is what I'm gonna like tell you guys about whatever, and now I'm like, oh, now it's the time to say it. This time, right now, but like all right, let me think for a second. So one thing I wanted to say is again, this is kind of new for me doing these videos, but I think I want to start doing more, like sharing more videos like this and talking to whoever that might be interested in hearing my experience and things that have worked for me, things that I have done, things that other people have told me or I've observed or read, and still being on that journey, on that kind of like trying to get to some of the goals or a lot of the goals and things that I have. Um, I would say, so like right now, pausing for a second, I would say probably my biggest goal in life right now in this moment is to help people have communities again. I would say that is like number one goal for me right now, more than anything else, is to help us be more connected, but like not digitally necessarily, but actually like meeting face to face and having relationships, having friendships, having support system, uh, being able to be there for each other. I would say that is by far my like biggest goal right now. Okay. So when I started this video, I had no idea I was going to say that, but it just, this is like, what is it? Stream of consciousness, like a flow, whatever, like I have some thoughts of like things that I might say, but stuff just comes out of my mind and it just, it's like a ramble or whatever the word is, right? But like the other thing that I wanted to say, like with yesterday, I do feel like me doing these videos is kind of like therapeutic for me, actually, right? To like, for me to talk about this stuff, it's like a therapy session and I'm the one talking. I'm the one talking and you're listening, I guess. But like another thing that I had to say or wanted to say was really like this thing, like I do feel like I have things to share with people, with the world. I do think I have stuff that again I have learned and experienced over time that I very much feel could help other people. So that would be another big reason of like why I'm doing this video right now and kind of decided, instead of waiting until the time is perfect and being like, oh, until I have a better camera, until I have a better job, until I have more money, until I have a microphone, or until the beeping sound, the effing fire alarm thing that like I have no idea why the F is not working. It's like I'm trying and it just keeps off. Like until that doesn't work anymore. I feel like a lot of us like give like we kind of put excuses, right? So like we don't do stuff because well there's a reason why we can't. And I do think at the end of the line is because we're scared. I think at the end of the line is because like we're scared of change, we're scared of unfamiliar, and we're scared of failure, of not succeeding, and of people like maybe not liking things or getting rejection, or there's so many, right? But initially at some point, if there's something that you want to do in life, you just have to go for it and you have to do it, right? You just have to like do the thing that you want to do, instead of like waiting and waiting until the perfect moment arrives, because it's never going to be there. The perfect moment is never going to arrive, so you have to just do it until you get it, right? Until so like God, oh my God, like as I'm talking, I'm like thought, another thought, this, like, which one? Let's compete with the thoughts, but it's gonna come out of my mouth, for me to communicate because I'm trying to communicate, like but okay, so I'll give you guys an example of like what I'm saying right now, right? So I just had a workout at my gym. I'm like wearing my gym clothes and I put my hair down a little bit for this video, whatever, because it was like tied up in like a bun. Like, oh, I have some muscle. Whoa, oh my God. ah. Anyway, but like, so like I love going to the gym, right? I love my workouts. I really, really enjoy that, right? Uh, and my workouts are kind of different, I guess, right? They're super fun for me. I absolutely love it. So like, it's a combination of like dancing and being on like a, is it elliptical? treadmill, right? The treadmill that where like you run, you walk on it, whatever. So like it's like it has those railings like for your arms and whatever, and like and like the handles in the front, and then you just whatever, right? So right now, like and people at my gym know me. Like I like today, like I probably said hi to 3 or 4 people, like, oh, I know you, and then they came up and we talked for a little bit, because I go there often. But I would say the main reason that I go to my gym is because it makes me feel better emotionally. I really look forward to it. I have a lot of fun. But it's not like something that like people do normally. It's something that I invented, whatever. So like right now, I'm really, really comfortable with how I work out. Like I dance, I just listen to some super awesome music. I move my body, however, like ooh, like I love it. I move my butt, my arms, everything. I really enjoy it's like a release, for me. It's like a sense of like this is so like awesome. I just like I'm like in a state of flow. Like I'm in that moment when I like do my workout, and I'm sure people watching me like they know it. They're like she is doing her thing right now. And I think I'm also really good at it. Again, I'm really comfortable. I'm really good at it. Whatever. But why I'm saying this is because it did not start that way, right? It did not start the way that it is today. Okay, like the way that it started, and I think it first started on the elliptical where I'm listening, and again I've always loved dancing, I've always loved it, right? But like, and maybe a couple like years ago and whatever, but I started, but then I just left off. But now I would say 6 months ago, maybe 6 to 8 months ago, somewhere there, I was in my current gym, like I started going there about 6 to 8 months ago, I don't remember exactly, and like it was like slow, right? It was like a slow, gradual where like I'm stepping and I'm moving. I definitely couldn't do the things that I can do today. I definitely couldn't like, hold on to the railings and like move my legs and like really like lift myself, my whole body, like, and just hold on to my hands. And just like spread my legs and move, and like I can do like all these things right now, and like like super super like athletic, I would say, and again I really really enjoy that. But 8 months ago, 100,000,000% that is not something that I could do at the time, right? That is not something that I could do at the time, but I started slowly, and because I had fun, I kept coming back. And it was scary, and I knew people were going to watch me, and but I think in like the back of my head, there's this book called The Outliers by Malcolm Gladwell, and he says, and it's an amazing book. I listened to like audio like a couple times probably, and it says that it takes like 10,000 hours for you to become a genius at something or something like this, right? The more like it's repetition, la la la, like the more you do something, the better you're gonna get at it, right? So I know that like in the back of my head, I was thinking about that book and that those thoughts that I read in that book about like I knew like okay, so maybe right now I'm not super great, I'm having fun, blah, blah, whatever. I might be okay. Maybe, maybe I look a bit off, but I knew the more I'm going to do this and I'm having fun and I love it, right? Then eventually, like, I'm going to get better and I'm going to, keep getting better at this, right? So that's kind of that's the point, I guess, like if you just have to like keep going at it, and eventually you will get to the point like where you're super comfortable and you don't have to think about it and you just do it, and people around you like they like, yeah, that's what she does, and that's how it is. So it's really like, and so that's about me doing this video, and about anybody who's like, oh, like I should wait for the perfect moment. I think if there's anything that you have been thinking like I want to write a book, you should just probably find 20-30 minutes like today and just start writing, or you want to, I don't know, design an app. Maybe watch some video about how, or take a course, or start making sketches or something like this. Or you want to learn how to color your hair. Just start doing it, and not like like you can learn things, but I think like you shouldn't wait until you take like you go to school for how to do hair or something and then you start doing it. Like I do my own hair, like I color my own hair. So anyways, Jesus Christ, I feel like I really, is it ramble? Is it like I really like just go on a tangent? So like before I started doing this video, I thought about what I want to title it, and I think the title that I wrote down here is On Accountability, Weight Loss, Groups, and Community. And okay, let me think for a second. The thing that I was thinking about today is, so like another idea, another thought, besides just like 10,000 hours and like how do you get better at something and just getting things done, is like how do you keep doing something? How can you like, if there's something that you want to do, I don't know, writing a book is usually like you do by yourself. But okay, so I'm going to just talk about weight loss, right? And my experience and what kind of has happened for me, because I have lost some weight, right? And my body, I do feel like I'm probably in the healthiest shape of like in the healthiest state with my body like I have ever been right now, I think. And this started, so like my kind of like the journey, I've always been trying to like be healthy and whatever. But I would say at the beginning of spring of this year, so like 6 months ago, maybe somewhere there, maybe middle of spring, I don't know exactly. Uh, I had this realization, this like epiphany, whatever, and it was from another experience. But like basically, I had this realization that like for me to be able to really succeed at something, and if like this right in here, like if I want to lose weight, if I want to be healthy, like the realization that I had is that I don't think I can do it alone, right? And I would, okay, so I think people learn the best from like stories and examples. So like I think I have to tell you why I had that epiphany and why like it was really like big for me and whatever. But basically there's this like health eating program called WildFit that I stumbled across a few years ago, and I really like, I watched videos and I really really liked it a lot, right? Like it's really, I think, awesome, and for the most part that is how I eat today, like using the principles and guidelines and whatever that I've learned in that program. And so I tried I tried to do this program 4 or 5 times, and I failed every single time. And the program is like 3 months long, right? So it starts very gradual with like mental changes and this and that, and a lot of education and learning and whatever. And like at first, I did it on my own. At first, like I watched videos and I joined like a Facebook group that like, and the Facebook, and that's a really interesting thing, right? So like I joined the Facebook group for that specific program for those 3 months, and that Facebook group had like a couple hundred people, right, who were all doing it like together. So you could like post and respond and like and all this other stuff, right? So like we were part of kind of a community, right? Like together trying to do this thing and like lose weight or learn to eat healthy or whatever, you know. And so like that's kind of what I did, and initially it was working fine, like right initially the first I don't know, like I was able, like the first couple of times I did this program I was able to do it for like a month and a half, right? But then I would just get like really hard on myself, I think, and I would just maybe eat something unhealthy, and then I would just like, I can't do this, and I just quit. No, I can't, right? And then I tried with like a coaches, right? So like, and yes, I paid money, like quite a bit of money for all of this, right? And I don't have money, but like I tried at the time, I had a little bit, and I'm like, my health is like my number one thing, because if I don't have my health, I don't have anything, right? That has always been my philosophy in life. And so like then I tried to like, okay, like I really love this program and these teachings, but it's like for some reason I keep not being able to do this, right? And so then I got like a coach, and I loved the things I was learning from him, blah blah blah. It was awesome. And but then like again it didn't work, I failed again. And usually the stumbles would happen around like caffeine and quitting caffeine and whatever, because it's hard for me to do that. But so like one coach failed, then I had another coach again, like awesome, I love the relationship, I love it, this is all like one-on-one. I'm just kind of explaining to you guys how like these are like different relationships, right? Like different like how it works and what was happening, my experiences, right? And so like another coach again, I love talking to her. Initially she and I, like the first couple of weeks we met like 5 days a week, right? So Monday through Friday every single day, or like for like an hour a day we would talk on like a video call, plus like videos, whatever, and to watch. And again I learned a lot and I loved it, and it was totally working. And then I think again around caffeine, again I failed, and I could not complete the program. And then a third coach, okay. Again, a lot of experiences, but like I'm just telling you, eventually I was able to get this program done. And it did happen with the third coach, right? It happened with the third coach. And I think this was very like accidental how it happened, right? But basically like I was talking to her, right? And like I joined, and like we talked, and it was going to be a one-on-one again, one-on-one plus videos plus Facebook groups, right? That is how it was going to be again. But then I think I gave her this idea and like a suggestion, because she was telling me that, oh, like the founder of the program, Eric, Ed Meets, I think is his name. Like he was gonna start like in like a month from when I joined with her. Like he was gonna start doing like these like live sessions where he was gonna like talk about each thing, and she was like, maybe like I can help you now and prepare you, but it would be super awesome if we could like start from when he is doing it. And then she was telling me like all these other people are also joining and da da da, and maybe like her and maybe like we can like, but her idea was to do it like separately. Okay, her idea was that she was going to coach everybody like individually, I think, and then a Facebook for like us, and then a big Facebook for a couple hundred people. And then I kind of gave her this thought, and I said, do you think that maybe we could like the group of us, and I think there were like 7 or 8 women plus I think one guy, like that she was going to coach through all of this experience. I said, do you think that maybe we could like do like a WhatsApp, like a WhatsApp group where we like talk to each other and keep each other accountable, and like get to know each other like in like a smaller kind of like and I think with WhatsApp it's more like immediate versus like a Facebook group, because someone can post and you have no idea if someone posts or not, and it's like much more delayed. There's that like mental and psychological thing that it's not like immediate, it's not happening right now. There's a difference between something happening right now where you actually are having a conversation with somebody versus I'm going to say something to you, like I'm going to send you a text message, or I'm going to post on a Facebook, and then I'm gonna go and do something for half an hour waiting for you to like it or to respond to it. It's not in the moment. It's not like happening right now, right? So that's a huge difference when it comes to like interactions and relationships and all this other stuff, right? So then I said to her, can we maybe like do like a WhatsApp? And she thought about it and she was open to it and she liked the idea. So then we started having like a WhatsApp group, right? Like our WhatsApp thing. And then we also had like a weekly video call, like the 7 to 8 women plus a guy. We had like a once a week like a video call for 1 hour where she would lead it, and we would all check in with each other and we would talk. And during the week until that meeting, we could like check in with each other, post, say hi to each other, whatever. But it wasn't like 200 or 300 people. It was just like 7 to 8 people, right? With a guide, with a coach who was kind of like like overseeing whatever. But then we had those more intimate, like we were able to like get to know each other better, right? And kind of like someone would post like what they were eating, and and maybe they would talk about themselves a little bit and share about what they were doing with their day. One person was traveling, another person whatever, and I was able to finish the program. Okay. And the interesting thing, okay, so initially I was like doing like, for the first couple of weeks of like that dynamic with like, the 7 to 8, whatever people, like I was like super for the first couple of weeks, but like again, I've done this program like 5 times by this point, so like I knew all the videos. I was super like expert. It was about finishing it and being able to like stick with it and get it done, so after the first couple of weeks, there were times where sometimes I wouldn't be able to make to a meeting. Sometimes I wouldn't be able to check WhatsApp, or post. Sometimes occasionally I would, but again, and then when the time came with the coffee, I was kind of able to quit, but then I made peace with myself about it. I really made peace with it. And I was like, I think I'm okay with like keeping the coffee, keeping, the caffeine, energy drinks, whatever. Like I'm eating super, super healthy and I love it. And I'm never hungry, but I love what I eat, but basically, I was like, I'm gonna keep it because I'm doing everything else super, super great. And I did, and I was okay with it, right? That's the thing. I kind of like was okay with that. But also in the back of my head, I knew that there was this other group, right? This other people who were like doing it together with me, like they're doing the same thing that I'm doing it, and I can go back and check in and I can see like what they're doing, and it was really helping me mentally to like keep like, eating super healthy, because it's like sometimes or a lot of times we do stuff for other people, like even taking care of yourself, like, right, like if you feel that what you do matters, that someone else will see it or will know about it, then you're much more likely to actually do it. You're much more likely to actually do it. And like when it comes to eating, how you eat, how you sleep, like whether you work out or not, a lot of times that is like an independent sport. It's like an individual thing that you do that like usually people like the results take time before someone can see it, right? Like you can't take a picture like, oh, I'm gonna take a picture and like, oh, like I look whatever, and then you can't like change how your body looks in a couple of hours. It's going to take weeks and months, right? You can put makeup on, you can put clothes on, but not like how you feel inside and how you eat and how much energy you have and all this other stuff, right? But if you have other people who care about it, who like like they show what they eat, you can show what you eat, you know, and you're doing it together. That is a very different experience, okay? That is a very different effing experience. So again, I'm just explaining that that worked. After 5, 6 times of failing this really amazing program that I think is like, it's really, really awesome. Like, I love how I eat. I love it. And I lost weight and I kept it off and whatever. But the thing is, so once that program was done, those 3 months with, you know, that group and the coach, then it like ended, then, you know, whatever. And I was able to maintain that for like a month and a half. And then I realized it kind of started to slip again, right? Like I started to go back to eating unhealthy, emotional eating, whatever. And that is where I started to reflect and think to myself, like, why did like this time worked? Why did this time worked? Okay. After like 5, 6 failures, after 5, 6 failed attempts of this not working, where I tried and it not work, try not work, do, pay money, try this and this, and why did this effing time worked? You know? And I thought, and like the only thing that was different was that there was that small WhatsApp group of 7, 8 people who, like, you know, we kind of got to know each other and build some relationships, and we had those, you know, weekly meetings and whatever. That was the only effing thing that was different, really, you know, and plus maybe my own growth and things that I realized and learned, I'm sure, you know, but as far as the program and whatever, and so then after a couple of months of that being over, I'm like, I need to have that again. But I don't want to pay that money again. So then just kind of bringing it back 6 months ago. 6 months ago, I'm like, I need to have a group of like accountability group, right? That was like a big aha for me. Like, and it's like, it doesn't matter if you are like, if you're trying to quit smoking, if you're trying to like start working out again, whatever. But if you are trying to like, you know, do anything, like get healthier in any way, whatever, and if nobody sees those daily things, those daily steps, and like what the changes are, how like it's going to be very hard for you to do it on your own, I think, you know, if not impossible. It's going to be very hard. But if you have a group of other people, again, if you have a community, if you have that accountability, you have other people who you feel like they care and they see and it matters, right? The changes, the decisions, those little things, it matters, right? Then you're going to be much, much more likely to actually succeed, okay? I actually read somewhere that if you have an accountability buddy, no matter what it is, any project, anything you're trying to do, it's like, it said somewhere that you're like 90% or like 80 to 90%, maybe more. It was like a super extreme high number, more likely to succeed than if you're trying to do it on your own. Okay, so like right now, I don't have that group anymore. I started 6 months ago. I started like a Facebook group, and it like it joined, like I had a bunch of like women like join, and we did, you know, meetings and everything for like a couple months, I think, actually. And I would say like the beginning is always the hardest. The beginning is always the hardest, right? But that that experience was like the thing that really kind of helped me to develop healthier habits, right? But having that support, knowing that, okay, there's another person that I can talk to, and we're trying to like do kind of like the same thing together. We're trying to help each other out and keep each other accountable, and we're here for each other, and we can be vulnerable with each other, you know? Like that is incredibly huge. Knowing that you have a friend and having those relationships is really, really big, you know? So I think I'm gonna end here because this video has really gone on for quite a while now, but I really, if anybody needs to hear this experience that I just shared, this is what happened. This is how I have gotten to the point that I am today, where I really love my body. I love looking at my body. I do think I look quite attractive. I love how I move. I love my dancing. I really, really love the experience that I have right now. I really enjoy it. Not saying that, you know, no matter what your body is, you know, like you need to love your body no matter what, right? And I love my body when I was heavier as well. I also love the curves that I had, but I love it today as well. And I kind of love, like, I look in the mirror, I'm like, oh, I love like the toned muscle I can see like with my stomach, and you know, I really love it, but it helps me to be able to like move and dance more amazing, you know, amazingly. Like I really love it. But that has been, and again, I kind of really wanted to talk about the whole community aspect and things that I have been realizing, and how a lot of us, I think, are trying to do things on our own, but having community is really big. If you want to lose weight, if you want to be healthier, and you're trying to do it totally on your own, I think you're like, it's already starting at a point of like, you're probably gonna fail. But if you're like let's do this together. And there's a group of us, and this is the premise. This is like we're gonna like this is how we're gonna do it. And we need to like do meetings, video, whatever, right? It's gonna be much more likely to succeed. I had other things. I could talk so much. I want to talk about some other stuff, but I'm gonna have to go myself. I think this is good. This is good. This was half an hour, a bit more than that. I'm gonna make this a bit faster so it's not so long. I need to go, but I love you guys. Whoever is watching, I'm so appreciative of your time, and I hope that you learned something, and let me know if you have any thoughts. I would love to hear it. Bye guys, until next time.